Alright, hello folks. In today's video we're going to be doing a continuation of a project I started back over a year ago, a long time ago. So, I don't know if you remember, probably no one does because the video wasn't popular, but I made a video titled Making a Knife with All the Wrong Tools. And this is the point we got to in that video. So basically I just cut out the rough shape with a reciprocating saw. And off camera I did just a little bit of sanding. You can see it's still tons of rust and pock marks and pitting from the rust, but I got a little bit of it off with the orbital disc sander, which by the way is terrible for metal. It just is super slow. But yeah, so now that we finally have a grinder, which I don't think I've showed that yet on the channel, but yeah, this is an 8-inch wheel grinder. And it spins at 3,400 RPM, so it's not too expensive. We got it off of Amazon, and it works pretty good. You can see I already used it some because the wheels have aluminum on them. Don't ask about that. But basically, right now this blade outline is very rough. You can see here it's all kind of weird, and I need to smooth this all out and make it look nice. Then I can do the spine as well, and of course I need to put in the bevel, which is going to be the hardest part. Now ideally, this video is titled Making a Knife with All the Wrong Tools. Ideally you'd use a belt sander for this type of stuff, making a knife, but I don't have one, so this is what we're going to be using, and it should work. It'll just take longer and not look as nice and all that stuff, but it'll be fine. I'm excited. Oh yeah, and we have quenching water down there, because this thing probably will get hot. I don't think I'm going to use this little quenching thing because this knife's way too big to fit in there anyways. But alright, let's kick it on. I don't know what I'm going to do first. Oh, these nice little blades. Now this is some kind of steel, probably mild steel, so it's going to throw a ton of sparks. So I will be wearing safety glasses. Yeah, you get covered in metal shavings. It kind of hurts, but not really that much when the sparks hit you. It's not that bad. Yep, this shirt's gonna be kind of ruined. It's already covered in metal dust. Alright, well here's what we got so far. A nice taper here to the point. I think I like this profile quite a bit. It's pretty meaty. I mean, it's a super thick blade. You can see Like, it's almost the thickness, it's the thickness of my pinky finger, basically. And so yeah, it's gonna be a beast. I'm quite happy with this handle shape, and so yeah, now I'm going to do this a little bit. Okay, so what I've done here is now we're going to try to put the bevel on this, the primary bevel. And to do that accurately, we're going to be using a technique called breaking the 90, where we basically go in at a 45-degree angle and grind the material to the middle, leaving a kind of thin strip. And so what we need to do, I put like a marker on here, specifically designed for this actually. And so let's see how wide this blade is, or this yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're reading like 8. That's hard to see. It's 3.75. So what's half of 3.75? And then we can find the center of the blade. So we got our calculator. 3.75 divided by 2. Basic math skills. And that is 1.875. So we need to go 1.87. I'm not going to go more specific than that. Okay, so 1.87. Okay. And now we're going to make a line in this blue marking stuff right down the middle, kind of. I didn't make a very good line, but, well, you can sort of see it. The point is I want to go close to that line, but not perfectly up to it. There, marked out several lines, so yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see that. Alright, so this should allow us to get nice up in there with this blade and keep it very consistent, you know. Honestly, I probably don't need this for this thing because this is just a very rough, this will be just a rough thing that we're doing here. Alright, well, I have one side done. So I left a little bit in the center. And yeah, so now I need to do the same exact thing on the other side. And then this stage will be done. Okay, so I got the start of the bevel here. So you can see it's kind of like a 45-degree angle with a center channel that's still blue and all the way to the point. And so now I need to bring this grind back until it's a much finer angle, because this would not be a very sharp knife if it was that obtuse of an angle. So we're gonna do that now. I set this plate to be at this like maximum angle. We'll see how that works. It's gonna be hard though, because this thing has to be like way up here in order to touch the wheel now. And this is gonna end up being what's called a concave blade, or a hollow grind, because the wheel has this curvature to it, and so that'll be reversed onto the metal like this. So it'll have a bowl shape on either side, kind of going like this. But it should work out. So you can see here's the start of our new bevel. So I need to bring this line here all the way down to here, and then that'll be where it's at basically. So yeah, this is going to take a while. So I'll get back to you when I'm a little farther along the process, because even in a time lapse I'm sure this would be boring. It's getting there, very slowly. I think I have this side of the bevel done, the primary bevel. You can see this side still has that 45 on it, but this other side is a much better angle to work with, and it still has the strip down the center. But now I need to do this side. So I'll get back with you when I'm finished with this. I think I have the bevel and a good spot here. There's still this center flat spot down the center is a little thick though, so I think I need to go a little more on that. But right now I'm going to try to surface grind it and get all this rust off the best I can, or at least most of it, because obviously that looks terrible. And so what I'm going to try to do for that is take off this cover and put it on the side of the wheel and grind it like this. So to do that, I'm going to need to take off this cover, obviously. Oh goodness. Look at this. This is crazy. See that thing right there? That's not supposed to be there. That's all metal buildup. That's crazy. That's like really hard too. It's so built up on that inside edge. There's chunks of it in here. Interesting. Alright, we got our big honking wrench here. Let's see if I can do this. It's going to be difficult to hold. You're probably supposed to use an impact for this, which would take it off without spinning it. But I don't have one, so yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, I got it. Ah, got the finger a little bit too. Look at that big thing. Now we just unscrew these. And away with our cover for now. We have a spacer here. Then we have our 5/8 shaft, which we can put stone back on now. Okay. That on there nice and tight, and yeah, alright, well this looks nice and dangerous. So yeah, I would not really recommend doing this, because I mean, there's no guards. If you're careful you'll be fine, but if you're not careful you won't be fine. But I think this is the only way for us to get good surface area on the side of this knife and keep it even. So I think this could work. It's our best bet. Here goes. I'll get back to you when I have this done. Alright, so it's been a bit, and I've been chipping away at this, but I have the surface grinding done. So you may say, well, that does not look like it's done. There's still a lot of rust. And that's true, but it may not show up on camera, but some of this pitting is extremely deep, like multiple millimeters deep, like at least 2 mil. And so you would have to remove a ton of materials to get it all off. And that would just take a super long time with this grinder. And so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm also going to sand it by hand with sandpaper, and that'll hopefully get down into some of these little smaller holes a little bit more. But honestly, it's kind of a cool look with like some rust and some shiny. I don't know. Some people may not like that look, but I think it might look kind of cool with this knife. And I will clean it up more. This is just rough, obviously, with that roughest wheel. And so now I'm going to continue. I'm going to put the cover back on the wheel and the guard and everything, and I'm going to continue doing this bevel until this center line is thinner and thin enough to where I can put in the secondary bevel, the part that'll actually be sharpened on the knife. This is where I think I'm going to call it for this episode. We got a lot done on the grinder, and we're outside because of the lighting. You can see much better, and it is looking quite beautiful. It still has rust, but honestly, I think I'm going to leave some, and maybe I can use like a wire wheel or something to get down and get some of the rust out, so it's just little divots and not like brown divots. But I need to work more on the bevel, and then of course put on the actual bevel that'll get sharpened. But for now, it's looking good. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode.